welcome to the last set of video notes for Chapter 4. Can you believe it? This has taken us forever. But anyhow, there's been so much cool stuff we've done. Today we're going to finish off by trying to find out how to write a quadratic function and actually model it. So here's the thing where you did some data and you get this kind of curvy looking graph and you think, I think it's a parabola. And so we can try to do this. Now, there's going to be two types of problems. Vertex form is one we're going to look at. The other one, and we'll look at that in a minute, is intercept. So let's remind ourselves, vertex form, HK is our vertex. The A is the number we multiply by out front. So we've got this form, and I'm going to give you a vertex and a point, and then you're going to have to just come up with the equation. And guess what? This is really pretty easy, because you just plug them all in for their parts. You're going to solve for A. And then when you write the equation, we know that we like to fill in a number here, here, and here. Okay? So here we go. Let's try our first example. So our vertex is -3, 1. And this quadratic, this nice curve, also is passing through 0, -8. I might list it for you, or I might just give you the graph and you get to find the point. But a lot of times I label it and everything, so it shouldn't be any more difficult than having it listed. So we write out y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. What is this going to take the place of? Oh yes, h. And what is this going to take the place of? Oh yes, k. And what can the 0 take the place of? X, yes. You do know how to do an ordered pair, great. And -8 is y. So your first step, plug them all in. So what do we put in for y? -8. I'm solving for a, so we'll leave that there. X is 0. And then we have to do minus our h, which is -3. And we're going to square it. And then we're going to put in 1. And what do you think is going to be our biggest problem? Signs. So order of operations, what do you do here first? You do what's inside the parentheses. So you get 0 minus -3, well that's just 3, and we need to square it and add 1. What do you do next? Oh, exponents, so we've got -8 equals 9a plus 1. Do you know how to solve this? I surely hope so. Minus 1, get -9 equals 9a. Oh my golly! So, oh, that's a 9, so in case you're getting confused. So a equals -1. So now you found A, and you have the vertex, and this is what you need to put into the equation. So we rewrite it. Y equals, remember it's A times x minus h quantity squared plus k. So A is -1. And we don't plug in for h, but we do plug in, we don't plug in for x. We are going to plug in for h, so you get minus a -3, and what do we put in for k? The 1. Okay, so you've got x plus 3 squared plus 1. And you just came up with the equation. Awesome. Was it difficult? Oh, I didn't hear anything, so it must be easy. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now we're going to look at intercept form. We've done this a lot. We've got the a, we've got the two x-intercepts, p and q. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to give you x-intercepts, and I'm going to give you a point. You're going to plug in for them. You're going to solve for a, and this time you're going to rewrite it, only plugging in for the a, the p, and the q. Okay? So, here we go. Let's go to our example. You've got x-intercepts, -2, 5. It's going to pass through this point, so it's fine. Once again, if I just gave you the graph, you could see where it's on the x-axis. You could find this point. Okay, so now we're going to rewrite the general equation, or the form, or the formula, whatever you want to say. So let's label this one. We can just call this one P and this one Q. Would it really matter which one's P and which one's Q? No, because you're just multiplying. They're exactly the same. All right, this one's X and this one's Y. Would it matter if you mix those up? Yes, it would be a huge problem. I'd be very sad, and so would you when you'd see your grade. So let's plug some stuff in. What do we put in for Y? 2. We're trying to solve for a, so we leave that. X is 6. Notice it's minus a negative 2. Once again, signs, everywhere are signs. You're going to have trouble with that. X is 6. And what's Q? 5. So, let's go through and do what's in the parentheses. 6 minus negative 2 is 8. 6 minus 5 is 1. So you get 2 equals. Now, let's do our multiplying. 8 times 1 is just 8a. So what do we do to get a by itself? You divide by 8. You get a equals 1/4. Okay, now what I told you to finish this off, you need to plug in for P and Q and A. So here we go. Y equals A times X minus P, quantity X minus Q. The A was 1/4. We don't plug in for X or Y. We need to take care of our P, which is minus a negative 2 and minus 5. And so you get 1/4 X plus 2, X minus 5. And you're done. Isn't that great? Not too bad? We'll practice in class. Bye.